Hold up, everyone. Today I wish to explain a mystery in the text of Kemet of ancient Egypt about the third eye, where it says that this goddess here, Maat, the lady of the love of scientific formulas as a way of life, it says that in her brow, in her forehead, the furrow in her forehead sits a flint scepter that she awakens upon those she favors. So the brow is a clue about the third eye. So there's some link being made by the Kamau of Kemet between the third eye awakening and Ma'at. So what is she again? The goddess of living scientifically with joy and passion. When you live scientifically, you eat scientifically, you sleep scientifically, you exercise scientifically, you communicate scientifically. When you do all of these things as your daily lifestyle with passion, we call you Ma'at. The result of all these ways of living would be that you'll be ethical and you'll be moral and just and righteous. Many people start by defining Ma'at as justice, truth, righteousness, reciprocity, etc. Those are actually effects, not causes. The cause of justice, reciprocity, fairness, etc. is living scientifically with bliss. Now, what is her link to your third eye? The Kamau are saying that the third eye opens, or this scepter of flint, which is a kindling stone, it sets a flame. Your third eye opens when you're living scientifically, when you're living ethically, when you're living morally. So here we have the eye of Heru, also the eye of Ra, the exact same eye, the eye of Heru here, becomes the eye of Ra. So the eye of Heru means your will, what you intend. The third eye is intent, willfulness. Now, the eye of Ra, shown the exact same way, but a different name called of Ra, is the third eye powers manifested when you start manifesting powers of your will. What you will happens, what you think happens, what you desire is attracted to you. These kind of spiritual, metaphysical, almost telepathic and telekinetic powers. When Heru, your will, becomes in a certain direction, shown by these arrows, it transforms into the eye of Ra, the eye or the pineal gland that manifests. Okay? Now, the will, the eye of Heru, not the eye of Ra, but the eye of Heru, your will, can go in several directions. If your will focuses downward, this part of the arrow here, what I call the me direction, me, you're focused always on you, your issues, your life, your security, your needs, your neediness, your body, your physical form. When your mind or your will focuses downward into your me-ness, the third eye becomes drained. When your will, your eye of Heru, goes horizontally here, to do that, you have to take on what's called responsibility. You must will something with responsibility as your intent, that you will take responsibility for it. So going down is being selfish, being cunning, being self-centered. When the will goes downward on me, you drain energy. You cannot manifest very well. When it goes horizontally, that occurs when you will something with the understanding of I must take responsibility for what I'm willing to make it happen. Suddenly, the third eye moves its energy horizontally, meaning it will radiate outward and manifest. But the ultimate way to open the third eye is for the mind and the will to think upwards towards cosmology, excellence, and enriching others. When you start thinking about Ma'at, which is really cosmology and philosophy, formulas of nature, science, formulas, when you really start contemplating the formulas of the universe and you really digest those, you really embrace those, the mind goes upward towards the crown chakra. When that happens, you now have the eye of Ra. The eye fully manifests. What you will really happens. Miracles can begin to happen from your third eye, from your pineal gland. So, when you study, for example, our Pa'ut, you can you can go to the YouTube channel here, King Ra channel here, and just type in search Pa'ut or Zuhet, where we teach you cosmology, how to think holistically, how to think philosophically about the universe, about your life. When you allow philosophical, inspirational understanding of the universe in, the third eye actually elevates its energy upwards and begins to activate subtle forces and subtle powers to fully awaken the eye of Ra. Ma'at is called the daughter of Ra and the food of Ra. Ra is the third eye that can now manifest because it is righteous and scientific. This is the quickest way to safely open your third eye, to keep your mind daily on the cosmology. There is a book that I have written, it was many years ago, called The Book of Awakening God Within, that can be ordered on our website, where we give you a poetic rendition of the Book of the Dead, the so-called Book of the Dead, with your name written in it. So your name is actually in the text. And these are several chapters of the entire Book of the Dead, where, without the pictures, just the chapters, where you have these verses of prayerful affirmations. They're very positive thoughts, very inspirational thoughts. What I found over the years from feedback from those who bought that book was how their third eye powers were becoming quickly manifested without any particular training. Just reciting those verses, those positive verses, those affirmative scriptural texts, made the mind go upward to things heavenly, things divine, things celestial, and bigger than yourself. And it empowered people to will a thing, not with just responsibility, but with excellence, with the intent of enriching and improving the world, improving other people. When the eye went in that direction, the will went in that direction, I should say, the third eye began to manifest automatically. This explains why the Kamal were so productive. They were constantly surrounded by images of the Neterul, the divine, the inspirational images. This opened the third eye, unleashing all kinds of powers on a social level. And I wish to conclude by saying to my beloved gay community that we as a community must begin to think about philosophy, cosmology, and the universe as a gay community. Very often we're focused too much on the body at this time of history, on me, me, me. But in order for our community to truly grow and embrace the powers of the divine Eye of Ra, we must now begin to join as one community and work through the understanding of the universe, the cosmology, as part of our community. So, I wish to thank the gatekeeper ancestors, the many gay ancestors that brought forth this information. I wish you all the best of life. May you have cosmology, excellence, and enriching all of your days, and for all those around you. Dwawin Hotepu.